Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast, The Tech Guy. Today we have a couple of topics that could have been skipped this week, but thanks to me being active on internet, that did not happen. First of all, so today we have a couple of topics in our pod. I think we are gonna talk. First of all, it is about Samsung event that happened today, and I didn't even know it was happening. Like, where was I a couple of days ago? Damn. Then after that, I think we will talk. Like, first of all, I didn't even know today was the Samsung event was happening, and personally, I was like couple of days out of like town. Has gone to my hometown where I was, and I was like, even though I was in the internet, I was all like active on Twitter. I didn't know this event was happening of Samsung Unpacked. But today I just like saw MKBSD and Dave 2D and even Mr. Husdar was posting the Samsung Unpack event, and I was like, when did that even happen? And then I saw it was just happened live 3 hours ago, and I was like, dude, this is the podcast we need to talk about in this week podcast, because I had notes ready before this podcast about some of the other topics, like Google's and Threads API. 1 year complete, they have also completed 1 year, couple of topics, but and also some other topics, small topics, but I was like, just let's put that aside and talk about the event. But to my surprise, that event was not too much densely, you can say, densely too much about features, too much, there was not much going on at event. But couple of big things I want to talk in this podcast about that event, so let's just get into it. So we do have a couple of things to talk about. So the Samsung unveiled unpacked event, they called it. So they announced their Fold series, Z Fold 6, Z Flip 6, and their Watch 9, I think. And their newest series in their watch is like Watch Ultra, they call the Samsung Watch Ultra, which is obviously, we know that what is happening here. And the surprising, not surprising thing, but the thing I was waiting for was the ring. So let's just get into this couple of updates. And their partnership with Google also shocked me, also surprised me. And if you like not familiar what I've been shocked and like a surprise didn't mean where, or like what I mean by surprise by this, I think we should listen to the last podcast I had with lot last podcast where I talk about Google's whole assistant thing, what are they are gonna do with it. But I think we have a clear way in this event that happened. So let's just get into it. So couple of things in this event happened. I think let's just start with the ring and the ultra watch ultra. The ring was, I think, yeah, the ring, that's the ring that I was waiting for, because the rumors were, they also announced they were making the ring, the fitness ring. They are working on it, but before, I think Samsung, I think Boat was also working on a ring, and also the Aura ring also was introduced, and they are being used by people. But there was not much big companies that getting involved in this whole ring manufacturing thing, ring fitness thing. But Samsung is the first company to do that, and I think it was the right move for them, because getting into an untapped industry where no one is still around there, getting into first hand there is a good, as a company actually. The ring first impressions were really good. The way it looks, it has two colors. I think it is titanium black, I think, in black color. Both are titanium in, and in kind of a shiny titanium color both. And a couple of things they announced with ring is, it is no subscription based ring. one time purchase. The reason why they focus on no subscription based is because the Aura ring, which is like a high standard ring in the market, they have their own subscription. It's 300, I think, $250 a ring, and a $250 ring, and then a $6, I think, per month subscription, just like how it is on your mobile services, like that kind of a thing, I think. So Samsung has their own ring. It is $300 or 350, but it is one time purchase, no subscription fee for any of the features they are providing with it. Or the Samsung Health will be integrated, and you will have an app in your own Samsung device. And I think it will only be working on with Samsung. I think Samsung's phone. That is what only the drawback. If people want to use that ring for any other purposes, like any other with any other device, I think it is only works on Samsung right now. But one of the things I really like about rings is they are lightweight. People love to use rings. They are popular, especially. And the thing about watch, the smartwatches are, first of all, they are not looking, for majority of the people, it is not elegant looking. They are not elegant looking watches. They are not basically, what we can say, not a good uh, have a good perspective about design in them, because they are basically same everywhere. And that's why majority of the people don't even wear smartwatches. The people, like, that's why companies like Garmin also exist. Even though smartwatches, they are also smartwatches, but they are kind of in a line of a smartwatch and a traditional watch. They are in between. It looks in both way. But Apple or even Samsung, Google Pixels, they all they all they're all smartwatches basically like they are basically the not a good looking watches in terms of people's perspective, I will say. And people, that's why I think rings will be more popularized, I think. But first of all, they are cheaper than watches, like they are same price, you can say, basically. And they are lightweight. It is basically like 7.5 g, and it is goes in your ring. You can wear like couple of days with it. With this Samsung ring, they say it is 7 days battery life, and with just one time power. And we don't even know how much it will last with the case they had provided. The case also looks good for me, and they have really thought about the design, how it looks, especially the case one. And it also reverse charges with your phone too. That's a good thing. Couple of things, like these are the couple of things about ring, why people will prefer ring, because they are lightweight. Not in the, like, even if you are, they are not kind of a uh, looking outrageous. Like they are simple, elegant in your hand, and people will love this, I think. Second thing about ring is like how they talk about the subscription, I think, is where they say about it has no subscription. It was definitely the Samsung knows what their competition is in the market out there with the Aura ring. And also their, that's why I think they focus on it. I liked it. I think I will wait for the reviews, how they people like I will definitely see reviews. They will recommend you try to get it, the ring, because that is what I'm excited to actually get in this whole devices they launch. I think after ring, they launch this talk about the Alpha Ultra, which is basically just like uh, Apple Watch Ultra. I think they know what they were doing. They are definitely competing with that, and it is definitely a weird looking watch, like circle square mix. Like it is a circular display but square design in circular. Like it is a mess, but you can be neither. Like there is only two ways. Like you liked it or you dislike it. There is no middle ground. For me, I just liked it because I just like smartwatches. Like I like smartwatches. I like the design of it. But let's say how it because I think I like if I want to buy that Ultra, I think in terms of design I like it, but I don't know how kind of it much functions provide in terms of uh, how it compared to Apple Watch Ultras, because Apple Watch Ultra is now kind of like last year they announced this as a second generation Apple Watch Ultra, and this that is couple of years ahead, but uh, good thing to have it. They also really focused on FDA approval features. I think the reason why they mostly like sleep apnea kind of a thing where they talk about it is FDA approval, lots of two to three times in event they called about it. I think it was also called back. They are also in this area also trying to have a competition with Apple here only because their Apple Watch features have been FDA approved and been using in the medical I think field. I think where I saw some couple of articles after the event, and not much for me. I have to use it, I think, to give you all my thoughts after it. But moving on forward, it is how now it is Z Fold and Z Flip. It's the sixth iteration of both phones. I can really say they have came really long with it with their Fold series. Uh, see I think the fold in the fold market right now, Samsung is obviously dominating with it, with Samsung Z Flip and Z Fold also. But majority people like Z Flips more. I think I have seen more Z Flips than Z Folds, but I have also seen Z Folds. That is not also people are definitely using it to its full potential. I think the Z Fold I'm trying to say that people love having foldable displays. The people who get it actually, people who don't use it or don't know about it much are kind of try to don't get into those just because how because of its mechanism only, the fold mechanism. People just don't get it, most of the people. Yeah, so even though Samsung has tapped into the last 4 to 5 years into this fold series, it is difficult to adapt people on this fold, but it is good to have they are trying to have research and development in it, trying to improve this fold series, and it is the sixth iteration. I think it's interesting to see when the first fold and Z flip launch, and now the sixth one. There is, you can obviously say the different have kind of a we can definitely kind of see the difference in both of them. What I really like about is like the slow improvements they did, like the first, second, third, and they also appreciate it in their in this event too. Like they talk about their displays, especially because it is important in the foldable phones. So they really talk about displays, how they are working it, and the past 6 years, how they are trying to every step they are trying to improve the display. It is a good thing to have, but let's say how I think a fold taps the market in future. I But people are also talking about the Apple getting into fold series. I don't think Apple will like get into the fold that quick, I think, because they also recently tapped into the Vision Pro, and so this is, I think, their newer kind of a hardware device, kind of a main thing like they did for from a long period of time. I think getting into fold is wild for, I think, to me. I think for me to consider Apple doing it, I think for like, I think at least 1 or 2 years from now, I don't think Apple will get it. I think we will get to know in this September event where Apple will have, where we can definitely see that if Apple is getting into fold, because if they don't announce this this year, I don't think they will announce it next year too, because I think they just tap into the Vision Pro, the whole virtual reality kind of a thing, or uh, AI assistants in Apple Intelligence too. So it is likely to get much involved from by Apple to so many things at one time. But Let's say what happens if they don't get involved in this year. And there are also, I'm not also seeing the rumors of Apple having into fold, but let's see what happens. I think Samsung is right now dominating it, even though there is Motorola out there, I think, too, with their fold. I don't know how people are responding to it. It is a good phone visually, design wise too. They have tried to get out their own designs in the market too, but the Samsung has the money power in the whole industry. And I think Samsung is globally way too much popular as a kind of phone brand too. So let's see how it goes. I think after Z, I think these are the all devices. They launched this event like the reason why I'm not talking about Z Fold on or even Z Flip is because it is just a refurbished version of the last year. It is, even though I am saying it, they are good. They are only in the market who are dominating it. There are same features, same things. They are just improving a little bit every year. So what I'm trying to say here is like basically it's like it is not drastic change to having this kind of phones, especially the Ford phones. They are trying to improve every year a little bit, and they are obviously ahead of the curve. But the thing is, it is not much to talk about these phones. It's like they have just like AI features, just like they announced this year with a S24 Ultra series, like the whole transcription, like live AI translation with having call, circle to search, this kind of thing. So I think it is not kind of a big thing to talk about this whole features. It's just the same thing about last year. But I think last year means like last, like they are announcing the S24 Ultra. It is, uh, I think that's what Fold is all about. They try to improve it little by little every year, and now we have been a great. They have been great in terms of look wise and also in feel good wise too. But in the end, they are just like it is a totally different category, but they are improving little by little, side by side. We will definitely say by it. So that's it for Fold and even Flip phone too. And same with that's what Watch Ultra is, and the Ring was. I think moving on to next, I think their partnership with Google. But before that, I think I want to talk with their Indian partnership. I think they really also Samsung is making. If you don't know, in India, Samsung is dominating here in India too, because of their exclusive Indian models phone, especially with M series, which is like mid range. No, which is low price, great phone, can affordable by like most of the people here in India. Then there is A series, a mid range killer. I will definitely say A30, A31, A70s. And then after A series, it is a S series, like that's the premium, which is globally available. But Samsung's also tapped in India with their M and A series, and they are really popular in India. And I think what I really like about their partnership in India is like they know what is their market is in India, especially. And I like they mention about Indian partnership, especially in that whole keynote. That's it. That was the uh, Indian partnership part I was going to talk about. But moving on to the big thing to talk is their Google partnership. So before going into Google partnership, they announced like not just confusing thing, but I think the trajectory of the next upcoming years for Google and Samsung, and even Google's on their own phone or even the whole Android community. So couple of things they announced with Google partnership is, first of all, their whole is integrated in the whole device or now. So now you can say hey Google, and just like assistance, it will pop out from the bottom up, and you can say search whatever you want, say whatever you want, like just like an assistance, like Google's assistance. Okay, that's their big thing. And also their partnership with Google with Android ecosystems, and also Circle to Search. Like you can definitely say like Circle, like they also partners. Samsung is the Google's biggest partnership, have Google's biggest partnership for past couple of years. Like latest Android features first come to Samsung. Even Google has Android, even Google owns Android, but the first features comes on Samsung mobiles. Just like how this year you can see, get for an example, Circle to Search, where Samsung Circle to Search first came on. First we thought it was only on Samsung, but later on Google, we can say definitely in Google event, they unveiled that when they talk in the Android section in the Google I/O, they said that it will be available to all Android devices later this year. It is always that happening. Like first it comes to Samsung and then Google Pixels and all Android devices who can get these features, I think. And it's happening for a couple of years, and this year also it happened with Circle Search too. Sorry. So that's why uh, that's one thing, their partnership with Google, and they are also strengthening it with a couple of big things that I want to talk about. First thing is Google Assistant integrated in Samsung phone. So last week we talk about the Google's assistants and their confusing the relation between what they are going to do with Gemini and Google Assistant. Hey Google, and we were definitely, I was definitely was confused, like what Google was trying to do with this whole trajectory of Gemini getting into whole Android ecosystem. Like they recently announced how there will be different Gemini AI app in phone that will that will have this couple of AI features, and it was kind of an uh, confusing thing. Like in terms of assistance, AI, Google Google has their Google Assistants for past couple of years, even before Gemini came in the whole thing. But what I was really confused was how Google is going to integrate Gemini and Google Assistants both. And will we get a new kind of an assistance, and will Google Assistants will go even more powerful with integrating with Gemini's AI power? And I was like, yeah, that's the most basic option like most common sense option Google can go towards it. But in Google I/O's event, they didn't even mention about Google Assistant, what they are going to do. And we were confused about like, hey, is Google Assistant dead or what? Like, what are we gonna do it? Then fast forward to this event, like the Samsung event there today. I saw, I'm just recording up to this event, like this event. So what happened is Google's integrating Google Assistants in Samsung devices. First of all, that was way too much, kind of a shocking to me, and I was like, where is going, like where is Bixby with this whole thing? Is Samsung forgetting about their Bixby assistant even existing? Why not integrating Bixby with Gemini? And I was like, why not? Yeah, because you have your own assistance over there. Even though it is terrible, it doesn't do that much work on, but still Bixby is a good, like you have your own assistants. Why do you want to collaborate with Google? Then okay, that keeping that aside, even though they have their own Bixby, they even didn't care to talk about it much in the S24 Ultra this year announcement in January, and I was okay with it. Then when they announced the Google's how Google was going to integrate Google Assistant, it is when they talk in the event about like, hey Google, and Google's assistant pop out from the bottom, and there you can corner, you can see there is Gemini. And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, this is the path I was just asking for Google to do in the last podcast too, where what I just really want is Google to integrate Gemini with Google Assistants to make it more powerful and just make a one assistance that people are not confused with, not just having two assistants but having two different names for two different assistants. Like, just imagine calling, hey Gemini. Why Google? You have your own assistant for a while, and Google, hey Google works for in so many ways. Your brand value, why when destroying it, your brand value? Like, why don't you want to call hey Google? It's like, okay, so that's what I was trying to tell last week about you two in the podcast, that Google's assistant, how they should integrate this both. But I think they certainly did it right in this thing, that integrating Google Assistant, and when the Google Assistant pop out, there you can see definitely Gemini seeing there. So it was a good. Okay, at least we are now clear what Google Assistant path is going on, and in the next month, in August month, there is Google's event 2 happening. So I think this is how it will be integrated in the Pixels, newer Pixels 2. Sorry, in the newer Pixels 2, just like how they integrated into Samsung's. So no doubt in that. But after this announcement, my further questions comes in the this whole discussion we are having is will like is Google trying to like make the Google Assistant the whole assistance for all the Android phones out there? Because let's see, like, okay, in the Android community out there, like all Android devices, which phones have their own, let's say, assistants? It's Google, and with their Hey Google assistants, then then it is obviously Samsung's Bixby. Then I don't think these are the two popular ones, right? I think, yeah. Then in iPhone it's Siri, obviously, but these are the two most popular. Like, let's say, what are the other companies have in the assistants, in their assistants? Then I was like, is Google going to integrate in the whole Android device ecosystem in terms of assistants? Is Google, hey Google is going to dominate in the assistant, especially going to get integrated into all Android devices as assistants for Android devices as one, and competing all as one with Siri. Which just last month they announced Siri an update that is still, we have not used it, but it's going to improve as they say. But the bigger question we said, the bigger like theory or uh, bigger question I ask here is Google going to integrate the Google Assistants to all Android devices, just like how they did it with Samsung's this Fold series? And it is quite, it can be happening, and I think it's a great way to do that, because all do when I see all Android devices, they most of them don't have a kind of an assistant that is much popular, and people don't even use it. I think I have seen much more people use Siri as an assistant, even though Siri is not as good as Google Assistants, and it is still trash. I have still not updated it right now. This version, I have still not updated the latest Siri version. I'm not using developer version. Still to this day, till date, Siri is not that good as Google Assistant, I can definitely say. So if I get like, obviously there are other assistants like, uh, which one is that? Amazon's, I forgot about it, but that is other thing. But Alexa, Alexa is also that she is also a terrible one. Like I tell Alexa to play a specific song, and she don't even know the name of songs, you know. So at least a Siri is not terrible as Alexa. Like Alexa is down, buried under the earth. Then it is Google's, sorry, Siri. At least she can set timer for me. That's it. That's the one thing that Siri can do. And there is Google Assistant who can add tasks, definitely do much more complicated tasks than Siri. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Google is going to get integrated into whole Android ecosystem, that will be good because not every Android phone, even nothing doesn't have their assistants. Like, not all Android phone has their own assistants, and not they are not as popular. Like, to get an assistant to get that level of popularity, you it is a long shot game, and that Apple has played for long shot game. Samsung tried to play it, but they did not deliver it to people. Google played the long shot game too, because the reason I'm saying it is a long shot game, because to set that specific word in people's mind is difficult. Like, hey Siri, hey Google, hey Bixby. Like, to say the specific word, like it, like people saying like, hey Siri, do, like, call these people, like call that people person, like kind of a thing. People have to get in that mind, in their subconscious mind. Like, they don't even know they are using Siri, or even basically anything, any assistance. So get, I think Google is a good move. I think here, I think Google is going there, integrating Google to all Android devices basically, and having a one-on-one competition with Siri. Let's see what happens. But another thing I want to talk, I think this is it. Yep, this is the whole Google partnership that I was want to talk about. This in the whole event that got cleared up a bit of its Google side about what they are going to do with their assistant, and also with the Samsung side too. Like, they didn't even mention Bixby. I was like, Google Assistants will be working beside Bixby? No, it's totally Google Assistant all over integrated in the all Z flips right now. I don't know if they are going to integrate it in the S24 Ultra just like how it did in Z4, and they will definitely do it in the S25 Ultra, I think. But yeah, that's it for Samsung event, I think. Yeah, it even though it was 1 hour 45 minutes event, it was not densely packed just like how Apple did in the last month. It was way too much packed event, but in this, I think new, basically new, like their event, there it was not that much. It was just refurbish of their phones. The ring was there. mm, the ring was definitely the highlight. People are gonna joke about the watch Ultra, and same Z Flip and foldable Z Fold, and some people are going to buy it, just like people are just going, some people who love fold phones. I'm not one of them. I don't like that much. I have not, even though I haven't used foldable phones, I definitely want to try, but I don't think I will like them, just like saying. So this is all about Samsung event, um, happened today. Today means like you will be seeing this Friday, but yeah, this is all about Samsung event. I had some thoughts about it. I'm also excited what Google is going to do next month is Google event in August 10th, and after that, August, in September there will be Techtember with basically Apple event, which is going to be highlighted in that. I'm excited for both events, but this is it for the Samsung event. I think let's see what happens, but that's it. So we will take here a break. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back. So after Samsung event, we have a couple of basic updates, some updates from Meta, and some new basic updates that are getting integrated YouTube. we are seeing getting used, at least right now we are seeing, I'm seeing at least. So I think we will talk about first Meta, and there's a couple of updates, and also their threads have been 1 year completed this week, I think. So i'm I'm a threads user from the first day it was launched. Yeah, so when the first threads was launched, I downloaded it, and follow me on threads, link in the description, both our the tech guy channel and me. So using threads since day one. So first couple of months when I started using threads, it was way too much like a niche thing to use, I think, because even though there were having more than like, they did kind of have a record while having that 70 or 100 million users in one or like couple of days or couple of hours, I think. But the reason why, first of all, first couple of months in threads did feel like kind of a silent there, did not much happening, people were not interacting that much in that app. But same, the cloud, I think the attention farming, I will say, what is going on, the same Twitter, like Twitter memes account, where they are also posting memes just like how they post on Twitter, like that kind of people. No, that there were not that much organic conversation happening there, but that improved going on. And now Threads is one of the most like, I will definitely will even comparing it to Twitter. It's just as good as Twitter in terms of having conversation, and I will definitely say in terms of design wise, it is definitely better. It is less cluttered and way less dense, and I like to use it more. I am active there also too, and same as just like how you use Twitter. And it's not that I'm using Twitter for longer period of time. Like before threads, I was just using Twitter for a couple of months. So it's not like you can say I just started both using it at the same time only. And after comparing to both apps, they are still good. Threads is kind of an upper hand in terms of how, uh, in terms of algorithm, how I can improve my algorithm to see uh, the the threads I want and the post I want from the threads, because of, like they last, like the feature they announced, swiping left and right to like or dislike, like or interested, like if you are interested swipe right, if you're not interested swipe left, kind of a feature. That is a good thing. It definitely improves my algorithm and feed, much more easier than going on like in Twitter, how basically I have to mute account to let Twitter know I don't want to see this kind of tweets. So it's been a good uh, uh, year for me on threads. Basically, let's say how it got further. They also start Fediverse. We talk Fediverse in the last pod. Go do check it out. It is a new way of just like social media, how the future of social media will be. Specifically, overall good experience. Zuck also posted this on threads, like threads now has more than 175 monthly active users. And what a year, he says threads has been more than 175 monthly active users. I can definitely see that happening, because like past couple of 6 months the threads has been more active than it was, at least basically at the start, even though they have the users. But now more users are coming to it. Rather than more users coming to it, the user that are on thread are just having more conversation in it. So that is about in threads topic. But in WhatsApp and Instagram, Meta is inbuilt, has been inbuilt in WhatsApp and Instagram. So what I mean by Meta AI is just like how ChatGPT it is, or Google's Gemini app, or it is just integrated in WhatsApp. It is just it integrated as like a chatbot. Like it's just like having conversation, just like you having chat GPT. And in Instagram, it is integrated in your DM section, where you can, just like how you chat with your friends, you can chat with Meta AI to have a conversation, answers. And I have not like just like image generating things, or even like uh, giving it, I think, uh, having more of a kind, like just like how ChatGPT is like generating image, or even like just like Gemini, it uses llama to generate images. And it is good. I have not tested that much, like how Meta AI is integrated well enough, because what I found from that Meta AI is to summarize chats if it can, especially in Instagram, let's say, you know, group chats, or even like specific, if I like how I think Gork is on Twitter, like how Gork explains, or uh, give who mostly like summarizes tweets, gives you the context behind tweets, basically what that was that is what Gork does in, I think, in Twitter. I think if that it is like possible to do Meta AI on Instagram, like what is especially drama is going on in this all social media, if that can summarizes it, like it can be pretty much useful. Right now I think I have just used for a couple of just like shorts, like generating image and just getting answers, quick answers. I think not more than that. That just like how a normal chat bot looks like, but with more advanced AI features, Meta AI they call it. You can use it. It is available for everyone. On Instagram, just search, go to your DM section, search Meta AI. You will see there, and go there and have chat. On WhatsApp, if you are using it, just search same. No, you do not have to search. There will be a logo of a circular blue ring, where you can just like click on it, and it will go to the Meta AI chatting section, where you can chat with Meta AI. That's it. I think that is what integrating AI in this social media app is good about, because having a totally separate app like ChatGPT is not going to, I think, having a totally different app like ChatGPT, or even Gemini, Google's Gemini, they, I think, rather than that, I think this is what going to make much more people getting, uh, people that will use AI in this way much more than going to specific app and do their work. Sorry. The reason I'm saying is this, because just because of the how we are used to these like social media apps, even integrating uh, AI in phone is important rather than just giving a separate device. Like this year we saw human AI did it, try to did it, or even drive it, like they fail miserably in terms of their execution, at least, because the phones are so much well integrated in our lives. Getting into having integration of AI in phones is really important, and it still has not happened that quite well. Apple did it with their Apple Intelligence, tried to did it. We don't know how it's going to get an output. Google will do definitely this year with their Pixels, and Samsung is still there with their S24 Ultra. But in where we see this, in terms of like Meta is basically not a hardware but a social media software like service based models. And I think where this is where I think they are definitely getting right in terms of integrating Meta AI, because millions of users use their apps basically on daily basis, and sorry, billions of people. And integrating AI into those apps is kind of a good thing to have, rather than getting a separate app to it. just like how they nailed it with the hell, I think with their meta glasses, meta Raven glasses. I think that is a good example how they can integrate, because sunglasses are our daily need. Like whenever we go to, what I mean by daily need is like whenever we go to vacations, we wear sunglasses to have good photos. And those meta AI sunglasses are really good looking too. And the way they have integrated those AI in those glasses, and even a specific camera here, a really good game changer. I mean, having that perspective of recording is really good to have. To it's a different way of having, you know, it's a good device, and it definitely nailed on what people really liked it and have a positive response towards it in terms of uh, AI. And I definitely like their integration of meta AI into their chatbot, like just like chatbot, just like integrating mainly in their apps, because that's what ChatGPT is trying to do, because they know they don't have as much as bigger audience as Google or Apple, or because that's why I think ChatGPT have partnership with their Apple this year, because with their Apple Intelligence, and because of that partnership, ChatGPT will be in front of billions of Apple users having the same, like, at least, because when in last last month in the Apple keynote, when they announced about partnership with ChatGPT, how, and the major factor is how ChatGPT is integrated in the whole Apple Intelligence. They said whenever there will be a complex task, it will ask to see, it will get your permission to ask it to chat GPT. And if you give the permission to get the answer whatever you want with those complex tasks, you are doing whatever you want. And that one thing, like getting that permission, should I ask chat GPT for this information, for this complex tasks you are asking me, for this complex information that I can't do for this specific complex task they're saying, is really important to have. Yeah, like that specific word, can I ask ChatGPT, and billions of Apple users will see ChatGPT in front of them as a name at least. Getting in front of people is really important. Having an audience is really important. ChatGPT is getting popular, no doubt about it. They are the one who made the AI boom, but they are not having a good reputation for past couple of months, and they're uh, in partnership with Apple will definitely boost them basically this year, I think. And let's see how it goes. But integrating, my whole point is trying to say is like integrating AI in daily uses, daily devices, not making a totally different device that people are not going to definitely use it. Like, why will, as a common consumer, let's say people will buy a rabbit, yeah, rabbit R1. It's like literally a toy for them. Like, why people will buy a human AI pin unless and until they nailed in terms of its use case, and they didn't nail it. It has its own flaws. That's why it is not that good. Where you can see the Meta or even AI, Meta AI Raven glasses, where they integrated AI into the glasses and camera thing. The reason it got so much, got positive response, and it is such a good product, is because the integrated thing in your daily use case. Like, even though those, like, even let's say even though you don't even use those features like a recording thing or even those AI things, it is because it is weird calling out, like, oh hey Meta AI, tell me what is in front of me. It's a weird thing to say out loud in the public, but at least you can still in the end use it as a normal sunglasses too, right? That's what I that's what people will definitely say it, like, even though they don't use those Meta AI conversation happening with their glasses, but at least they can use, having a recording in them, or at least they can I use it as a regular Ray-Ban because it is Ray-Ban glasses. They're good looking too. So integrating AI into your daily lives has been a positive response from people, not for those products out there who are trying to just getting cloud or like people's attention just because it's an AI device, having a cool device. That's it. I think having a good device is important, but if you are making it as a company, making a totally different AI device, that is going to be a totally uh, different kind of a uh, section to tap for people, and it is difficult to get people into those. So I think if any company out there want to integrate AI, try to integrate in daily human things we do, like in laptops, watches. Now it's Samsung Ring. uh, these are the things that definitely will help the companies out there who are trying to get into the AI market. And that is how I see AI right now, for integrating AI in devices we are using, especially phones. That is much more important. TVs, speakers, home, like home devices, like why not integrate AI in home devices, like home appliances, what I'm trying to say. It is much more potential there than just making a totally new device. Let's see how it goes. And a really good week this was, a surprising week for me, by that's like that Samsung event. But definitely a different uh, a different take I had here in the line. But give it a thought. Let me like comment down your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about AI. And Samsung did have a couple of other, I think, AI updates. I think we will talk that in the next podcast, because it is more of kind of a Google and Samsung integration. And I think we can talk that whole thing with some of the YouTube updates that are going on, and Google and Samsung AI integration with together. We can talk that in the next part, because it's almost been 1 hour, I think. So this is it for this week's episode. I hope you like it, and I will see you guys in the next week with a new episode talking about same AI thing, I think. But this year, lots of AI things we will talk. Every, I think, week there will be an AI topic. Uh, at least this year, more major of the time, it's just has started. The tech months are coming in. Like this month was Samsung, next month is Google, next month, then next month is Apple. So lots of things to go through. Have a good week and good weekend. Uh, uh, See you guys in the next week. See ya.